Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Treaty of Hudaybiyah. The Makkans and Muslims eventually concluded the Treaty of Hudaybiyah to maintain peace and to observe neutrality in their conflicts with third parties. According to this treaty, the Muslims were to return back to Medina that year without performing the pilgrimage, but they could do it the next year when Quraysh would vacate the city for them for 3 days. The history of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Why did they make it? After leaving Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ saw a dream, ru'ya, that he performed tawaf. Believing it to be a good sign, along with 1,400 Muslims, he put on ihram clothing and decided to visit Mecca. In this sacred state, wearing ihram, the Muslims had their physical freedom restricted and were prohibited from fighting. They traveled without arms in hopes Quraysh people would see their peaceful intentions to perform pilgrimage and allow them into the city as per customs. However, this didn't turn out to be the case as they were stopped outside the city. Later, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ camped outside Mecca and had talks with the Meccan envoys who denied him entry. After long and peaceful discussions, the parties decided to resolve the matter through diplomacy, and the points of the treaty, Hudaybiyah, were drawn in January 628. The Hudaybiyah Treaty conditions. The treaty was a significant victory for the Muslims who wanted to peacefully perform the pilgrimage. After the pagans of Mecca agreed to calmly resolve the situation, the conditions of the treaty were discussed at great length. The following points were decided. Among the Treaty of Hudaybiyah points, perhaps the most significant was that Muslims will return to Medina without visiting the Kaaba that year. Instead, next year they will be allowed to entry and peaceful stay in Mecca for a period of 3 days. It was also decided to hold a ceasefire between the parties for a period of 10 years. During this time, people were supposed to live in safety and harmony. It was also decided that the agreement between any tribe and the Prophet was not prohibited. He was allowed to make agreements with any tribe. Similarly, anyone who wanted to join the Quraysh people and sign an accord with them couldn't be stopped. One more vital treaty of Hudaybiyah was that anyone from Mecca who entered Medina will be returned to the Quraysh people. But the people of Medina wandering inside Mecca will not be extended the same courtesy. The significance of the treaty. Even some points of the treaty were not favoring Muslims. Overall, the agreement was a good thing for the followers of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is because the treaty benefited the Muslims in several ways. Owing to the agreement, the hostile Quraysh tribe recognized the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the leader of the state of Medina. Since the followers of Islam and the polytheists were no longer in an ongoing struggle, some people started seeing the religion in a new light and became its followers. After the agreement, Muslims were allowed to make alliances with other tribes. The 10-year truce gave Muslims a chance to preach Islam and deal with the enemies on the other side of the peninsula. Next time, inshallah, we will talk about coming back to Mecca. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.